I grew up in rural Illinois. Our house was situated on an acre of land. It was mostly a big grassy field with one tree, an old oak. Some of my earliest memories were of having picnics with my family under that tree. I loved touching the bark on its gnarled trunk. It felt like history in my hand. I could see the tree from my bedroom window, standing tall, like a beacon. When I was a kid, sometimes I talked to it, like it was my friend, when I didn't have many. And sometimes, when the wind was just right, I swear, I could hear the tree whisper back. I would pretend like we were having a conversation. Even from a young age, I knew better than to tell anyone about this. They would probably just say I have an overactive imagination, which may have been true. But lots of kids had imaginary friends. Mine was just a tree. I secretly called it the watching tree because I felt like it watched over me. The last time I talked to the watching tree was right before my parents split up when I was 10 years old. I whispered that I was sad and scared. Almost immediately, the wind kicked up, like the tree was saying goodbye. At least, that's what I wanted to believe. My mom and I moved to Chicago. Years passed. I went to Northwestern University, where I met a girl. After graduation, we got engaged and decided to move back to my hometown. My dad left me the old house, and it was close enough to commute to my new job in Milwaukee. On my first afternoon back home, I gazed out the window and felt a strange sense of déjà vu. Filled with anticipation, I ventured outside, walking towards my old friend, the solitary tree. As I got closer to it, the air started to grow heavy and the leaves rustled. I placed my hand on the trunk as if to greet it, and I felt a painful jolt. It actually knocked me to the ground. No idea what had just happened, I got myself back up and cautiously went to touch the tree again. This time, the wind blew hard and I heard a loud, "No, go away." As an adult, I now really wanted to believe that I was imagining all of this. All of it, even what happened years ago. But no. Suddenly, it got visibly dark, and the wind was literally howling. I had no idea what was happening, but it wasn't good. I backed away from the tree slowly and ran to the house. I grabbed my laptop, hoping that maybe someone, somewhere, has had a similar experience and wrote about it online. After an hour of searching, no matter what search keywords I tried, I came up empty. Either this weird tree connection I seemed to have was an isolated incident, or I was going crazy, or maybe it did happen to someone else, but they were too embarrassed to put it out there. But I wasn't giving up, and finally, it paid off. In the deep archives of the State Library website, I found this obscure text from the 1800s, telling the story of a 17-year-old girl who acted erratically and refused to get married. They labeled her hysterical, though some suspected she was really a witch. I honestly didn't think that kind of thing happened in the 19th century. The night before the girl was supposed to go to an asylum, a neighbor killed her and buried the body in a field in northern Illinois. The town didn't allow a gravestone, but allegedly, late one night, the girl's brother snuck out to the spot and planted some seeds that would sprout into a tree, marking his sister's final resting place. Over the years, the brother would often sit next to the growing tree and talk to it. But when he got married and had kids, he stopped going. According to the legend, from then on, the area around the tree would be hit by awful windstorms, sometimes even tornadoes that took down houses. The townsfolk whispered that the witch under the tree was angry. Now I know that these older Midwestern towns are full of all kinds of colorful local legends, but something about this story had a profound effect on me. It might be a silly thought, but what if this legend holds some historical truth? Maybe the spirit of the girl buried under the tree was feeling lonely and abandoned, first by her neighbors, then by her brother, and finally by me. I went back to the tree with a new understanding. I sat down next to it and just started talking. The wind was quiet. The next day, I planted flowers around the tree and said, I hope that these will make it feel a little less lonely. Sometimes, if you really listen, the gentle breeze almost sounds like a sigh.